Hey everybody, you were listening to part 2 with Catrice Bailey and Des Brown on episode
Listen, I
25
didn't
of
have some
When Models
conversations with
Talk.
some white moms who had biracial children, black children, and they didn't know the contribution that Martin Luther King had made to our community. Wow. And for the life of me, I could not understand what, like, besides jungle fever, what would even possess you to feel like you wanted black children? You know, like if you don't know what blackness is, and this is part of the reason why it's hard for me to relate to some white people, because it's hard for me to be your friend, or it's hard for me to say that you are my friend when you have not taken any ounce of your life to understand who I actually am. It's hard for me to just kind of sit with that. And then it's a lot of people who are creating families and are taking parts in creating more black children, but just have no concept of how to raise a strong black individual. And I think even for us, we talked about us as black people, it's hard for us to do. So I'm sure it's very hard for white people to do. It would take such a deep level of reflection for them to acknowledge who they are, let alone be able to teach their children who they actually are. But it's something that needs to be done regardless. I always tell this story. It's like, I don't know what made me think of this one day, but there was somebody who invented the UV glove, right? The UV glove. The UV glove is a glove that was invented so that when you touch the stove, you don't get burned. But most parents just told their kids not to touch the stove. But there was one parent who told their kid to find a way to touch the stove. And that kid invented the UV glove. So if we begin to raise our children to be solution oriented, tell them like, yo, when I put my hand on the stove, I burnt my hand. And that's why I don't think you should be playing around with the stove. But there are ways where you can create opportunity to be able to play with fire. All of it's a real thing. Like, it's a real thing. You go to Hawaii and you see Samoans and they're playing with fire and they have fire rings and all of this stuff. And you go to India and there's individuals who are putting fire down their throats. So it's not a matter of what we're not able to do or what we shouldn't be doing. And yes, we want to keep our young ones safe. But realistically, we want to make innovators. We want to create children, especially black children. We want them, they're already the pace of the universe. They already set the tone. So let's let them know that they set the tone. And then let's let them know that they can own the tone that they set. Because for a lot of us and for a lot of our generations, we create these things. I think of a Dapper Dan. If Dapper Dan had made his own damn logo, we wouldn't have needed no Gucci, no Louis, no nothing like that. He made them poppin'. But it's just knowing that we can create something that is so valuable that it could change the world, and sharing our experiences and being honest and saying, but you can overcome that. But you don't have to fall victim to the same things that I did.
Absolutely.
This is what I learned. Take what I learned, run with it.
Yep.
That's just, I'm not a parent yet, but when I am,
girl,
that's the type of energy that I'm implanting with them. And my kids gonna be vicious.
No, that's right.
They're gonna be vicious. The world not ready for Des Brown's kids. They not.
I know that's right. Yeah.
They not. We supposed to be talking about modeling. How we end up talking about blackness?
I know. I was like, girl, we ain't gonna never get to modeling.
No, we gonna get there.
I'm here for this conversation.
I know it's
I
needed.
Like talking about. Yes, I love talking about definitely Black culture. I love talking about things that are going to educate people. It's not just about being a model. That's just the tone, the setting of the tone to really have the conversation. Of course, I want to educate models on things like what to watch out for, what to do. But at the same time, I want to make sure that we're getting certain topics in there that are important, because at the end of the day, you're not just a model. You're more than a model, way more than that. You are so much more than that. I'm about to say woke. But yes, and like you said, we just got to get more of that out there, especially to our kids, passing that along. Girl, I was like, when she had some kids, girl.
I'm excited. But you want to know what's funny, Catrice? You know what I literally just told my mom today?
Uh-huh.
I said, Mom, I can't wait to have a baby. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not ready for life to not be about me yet. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for me to walk into a room and people just run to my kids. I need them to acknowledge me first.
Yes, girl.
We're going to get there when we get there, but until then, you know.
Yes, my sister just had a baby not too long ago, and the first thing, I'm like, where my baby at? Where my baby?
Exactly. You don't even know. You don't even acknowledge the mom. I'm not ready for that yet.
Like, I ain't mad at you. Gonna take your time. Take your time.
Listen, I'm driving Miss Daisy with this pussy. It's like, no.
I know that's right. So atypical society just popped in.
Hey y'all.
So, even though we could go back to this conversation because it was definitely a great conversation talking about your blackness, girl. Yes. But I want to get into atypical. No, let me say it right. Atypical Women's Network.
Yes.
So what is that all about? Because I saw the episodes that you sent me, and I absolutely loved it. I love when Black women get together. We talking about something important,
Hey.
and we giving off nothing but good energy and goodness.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's powerful. It's powerful. So shout out to Atypical Society. That is the father company or mother company, if you will, to Atypical Women's Network. And me and my partner Key, we started Atypical Women's Network because we were two like really dynamic females. Like we had crazy stuff going on. Key is a freaking genius. Okay, when I say genius, I mean she's a genius, nothing short of that. And so we know within ourselves that we have a lot of capacity, and we know that the women around us have so much capacity and so much to share. So we wanted to create a platform where women felt like they had a voice, where they felt like they could be themselves, where they felt like they could share intimate moments, powerful moments, uplifting moments, and everything underneath that. And so Atypical Women's Network is literally a show where we invite new, diverse, dynamic women each and every time, and we share experiences and conversations where we can dive deep into who they are beyond their careers and within their careers.
And what I like about it is because I feel like every single time as women, sometimes people think that we get together and the only thing we're really talking about is men and sex. And that is not the case at all. There are actual great conversations that are very important to have, where we're talking about so much more than that. We're diving in deep to have a real conversation. It's not always about sex or something that's not really that important.
And it's funny because when we were at the table, that's one thing that I'm constantly championing. I'm like, I don't really want male guests on the show. I don't want it to be about them. I don't want us or the conversations to constantly have to revolve around men. We should honestly not bring them up because although we do, we have like episodes and moments where we talk about love and relationships and all of that, but there's so much to women just as women without being a supporting character to men. So like Atypical Women's Network is that we are highlighting women as their own stars, as their own powerful beings, all of that. Also, I just want to shout out to everybody in here, Kyle, Atypical Society, like Kenneth, Ruby, Jonathan, and thank you all so much for coming in. My sisters came in, like so many people came in to support. So thank you guys for being here.
Yes, I thank you all.
You're so cute.
Girl, let me tell you, I had to become a part of the wig game, and this is what this is.
Gang gang. I didn't know if you didn't tell me. You look just like, see, this is why you be getting work, because you right now look exactly how you look in that photo right behind you. Yes!
Girl, my sister said, she like, girl, you don't change. You look the same every year, every year.
It works. It works for you.
I was like, ooh, I gained some weight. And she was like, Treese, you ain't gained
Where?
weight.
Where?
I was like, wait a minute, I went over 5 pounds. She was like, you ain't gained. No. But yeah. But so now also you have created your own. Now talk about content creator. You've also created your own magazine before.
Yeah.
So how did that even come about? How did you even create one?
Okay, so the magazine was called KVB, and I did that because I really wanted to know what it was that I could do. Like, I knew that I was a creative person, and I knew that I like loved to write and everything like that. Mm-hmm. The real story, you want to know the real scoop?
Yes.
The real scoop of dairy free ice cream. Okay, so the idea of KVB, of starting a magazine, was actually a project. I had this class. It was like a career development class in like high school, like 10th grade or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I had this idea to create a magazine. It was a magazine about exclusivity. Like, I wanted up and coming designers and artists and everything. And from that magazine, you could order that designer's pieces. You could order that artist's canvas. You could order these things, but you had to have a subscription to the magazine to even know that any of that existed. Because if you didn't subscribe, you wouldn't know. This was a project in high school that I created. Fast forward 3 years, 4 years. Fast forward 4 years. I literally just failed out of college. Crazy. I failed out of college. I was walking around in the park, and I'm like, dang, like, God, like, what am I supposed to do? Because I just failed out of college, and not supposed to be the path to success. So, like, what is it for me that I'm supposed to do? And then literally, I kid you not, I heard it. The project came into the forefront of my mind. I heard it in my ears, and it was like, create a magazine.
Wow.
So from that moment on, I was like, it's on and popping. It's on and popping. We about to do this. Like, and from there, it's like, I just picked up all of these skills, stuff I didn't know that I could do. I bought a camera. Actually, I didn't buy it. My ex-boyfriend bought the camera with his mom's credit card. Some funny stuff. She was mad, but I was like, I ain't returning this. So I kept the camera. He bought me a camera. With that camera, I shot all of the photo shoots that I did within that magazine. I interviewed the artists. I did the blogging for it. I was the editor, the photographer, the videographer, the scouter, the editorial designer. I did everything from head to toe, everything. And I didn't know that I could do it before I did it. But I developed a website, and I created a zine, and I printed out the zine, and I passed out the zine, and I was just walking around, and I was looking for models, and I found the models, and I did the photo shoots, and all of it. I literally I can't say that I was nothing before, but I literally went from having no skills to literally being able to put on a full production, a full magazine, digital magazine, physical magazine. And from then on, I was like, well, shit, I could do this. Let's do it. Like, that's what it was. And it's funny because what KVB was is very similar to what Atypical Society was. And so when I met the founder of Atypical Society, and I was telling him about KVB, and he was telling me about Atypical, we were just like, wow, this is very, very, very in sync. And so from then I was like, all right, I'm gonna take off some of these hats. I'm gonna put them down, and I'm gonna join your team. And we're going to try and make some magic. And we've been making magic ever since. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love how y'all had your whole little set. I was like, oh, I want one. I had the whole set with the couches and everything.
Yeah.
Because that's something that I want to take this to. I want to take it to the next level of, where else can we take Win Model Talk? Because, again, this wasn't something that I was like, I want to do. Like, I didn't even want to be on the camera. Like, I didn't want somebody to see my face on the camera all the time. I don't like seeing myself on the camera all the time.
That's a shame. You're so beautiful.
Girl.
I like seeing you on the camera, girl.
Oh, thank you. But now I'm very much so used to it because I've been doing it. This is 25th episode. So
whoa, wait,
girl,
that's a moment because I just turned 25 in October.
yeah.
Capacity. Hey. I love that. I'm number 25.
Yes. Are you on the
Okay.
25th episode on 25?
Here for it. Yes.
Yes, girl.
I love that.
So now it's like I just want to move forward, and me, I can't stop going. I have to keep going because once I stop, I ain't gonna do it again. So I have to keep going. And my sister said, if you drop this, I'm gonna smack you because you wanted something. And I was like, I'm keep going. I'm gonna keep going.
Me and your sister's accountability partners. I'm gonna pull up and smack you too.
Girl, Lord.
I'm just messing with you.
But I think it's but now getting to the fact that we talked about Blackness, we talked about basically business. So what do you think as Black people we need to be doing moving forward when it comes to business, when it comes to creating our own content, being a content creator?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we need to be doing that you may have not even seen?
I think that we need to be following the path that our elders have set out for us. There's a very brilliant economist. His name is Dr. Cloud Anderson. Dr. Cloud Anderson has written over 4 books about the state of Black America within economics. He literally created a blueprint for us to get out of the space that we are in. And I think that if we all just kind of tune in to that type of energy and put our energy into building ourselves up in that capacity, then we will be on the right path. I think that that's what we need to do. I don't think that we need to really pay so much attention to what's going on in the political realm of America because politics only move with dollars and we don't have dollars, so we can't talk about politics. We can't buy a politician to do what we need them to do, so why are we even talking about it? You know what I mean? We need to really, really build our economy. And Dr. Cloud Anderson, Powernomics is the book where he outlined the plan. He literally takes us step by step as to what needs to be done in order for us to be our own entity inside of this space. So I think that if Black America wants any progress, we need to get on one page, and our elders have already set out the blueprint for our success. Whether it's just our generation, if it's just us, it don't even have to be our elders. We can do it our own. We can do it ourselves. We really can. If it's just us, I think we need to put our energy into following the blueprints that have already been written for us.
I agree with that. I feel like everybody out here spending money on Christmas, spending all this money on stuff that they don't need. They need to get a whole collection of books, wrap them things up. What the Powernomics? Is that?
Yes.
Yes,
Powernomics, crisis papers, the miseducation of the Negro, the destruction of the African civilization, on and on and on and on and on and on.
Yes,
out there.
Look, I'm about to go order all these books and put them under the tree.
You would change your kids' lives,
girl.
Even if they skimmed it, even if they skimmed the books, their perceptions would be altered. That's how powerful the words are. I
gotta go on your page and write down all the books that you got on the desk. Brown reads.
Yeah.
So I can order them. And then be like, all right, I'm gonna wrap these bad boys up and put names on each one. Say, okay, my daughter can read that one first, and my son can read that one. Boom, boom, boom. Matter of fact, I'm just put family. It's gonna be just family. Yes. YouTube, how to sell the Negro. Ooh, let me write that one down.
I love the enthusiasm inside of the chat.
Yes.
Y'all are so in tune. I wish I could put hearts to the people. I want to heart y'all up right now.
Yes. But I feel like that's important to have because we out here spending all this money on all this stuff that is not going to be beneficial to us whatsoever.
Yeah.
And we actually, like you said, we need to put more effort into really coming together. And because, again, like you said, there's a plan for us. But how many people ain't read that book? How many people ain't look at that? I didn't even know about the book.
Okay. See, but part one of the things that he be talking about, one of the steps that we need to take is educating ourselves, because I knew about Shakespeare before I knew about Toni Morrison. And what is his name? I'm gonna skip it, but there's so many Black authors, so many Black poets, Maya Angelou, people who have just
No, I
written.
have her book. I did read her book and her story, and that's
Iyanla Van Zandt. Like, this is
Yes.
listen. These are the people, and it's not too deep for our kids. It's really not too deep for our kids. We think it is, but it's not. But these are the people that we need to be raised on. I don't know why we learned about well, I do know why, but why do we learn about Christopher Columbus accidentally coming to America when Mansekita literally had a plan to come here from Mali, was the first person to literally create a navy, and successfully sailed from Mali, the west coast of Africa, to the Americas, because he wanted to see what was on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. We don't hear these stories, but these are our ancestors. These are the people that we need to be learning about, because if we learn about them, if we learn our history, then we know all that we need to know about our future.
You know what it just made me think of?
What?
I feel like I understand we have courses in Black history courses in college and all that stuff. You know how they got these private schools? Why we ain't got our own private Black school?
Because we not supporting
Right,
Dr. Umar Johnson. It's like, no. I was like, because we not giving Umar Johnson no more money. It's like, no. he's trying to build it. It's a lot of people who are trying to build these schools, in all honesty.
I don't understand why, but the fact that we can have so many Catholic schools, the fact that we can have so many different types of schools that are not geared towards us learning more about our Blackness, I'm not understanding why that's not something that should be a whole lot easier. I wouldn't say easy, but easier to do. I bet you, how fast can they come up with another Catholic school? How fast can they come up with, something, a charter school? Why aren't we having a school in particularly? Don't get me wrong, we're gonna learn, they're gonna learn all this stuff. But why don't we have a school particularly to learn about our Blackness? And I think that's great. Look, who trying to do
it? Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar right now, he said, if we take our grit money, if we stop spending grits, just stop buying grits, Quaker grits for a little while, and just put the Quaker grit money into his school, he'd be all right.
I gotta look him up.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need that.
That's a must.
We need that, but in all honesty, like, America is not here for Black affluence, no matter how much it tries to portray that. Like, it literally only is successful because Black people are not. And as soon as we become successful, and like we were talking about claiming our birthright, America, it's not going to be there. It's not going to be as much of a heavyweight as it is in the world. And it's not even a heavyweight in the world anymore. Like, truth be told, like, our country literally has an army. And we, the people, are the reason why America is still valuable, because it has no value. It really doesn't. It in and of itself doesn't have any value. But for Black people, for them to just allow Black schools to be built where we learn about ourselves and our history, that would mean that we no longer look to them as heroes. They're not our heroes anymore. They're not the people who they portray themselves to be. So they would have, like, the education system in America is literally built from Russia. It's like the Rockefellers or something like that played a huge hand in the way that we are taught today. Those people, the old money, they not giving up their power. And if they allow these Black schools to be built where we're teaching them about African American spirituality and history and all of that, then they don't have power anymore. If we teach our kids our sciences, then they're not lost. So if they're not lost, they're not easily manipulated. They're not easily toyed with. They're not in prison. They're not falling into these legal traps that America has set up for them. So They're not just going to allow us to build schools and make it easy, which is another reason why Dr. Umar is having such a hard time. It's not easy to educate us on who we are and have our own. There's a Chinatown for every Chinese person, a Koreatown for every Korean person, but when it comes to Black people, we can only get hoods in America. And that's the truth.
That is so true. But I'm thinking my wheels are starting to spin.
Yes, Isaiah, I will be homeschooling my children. Yes.
I don't well, right now they're remote learning.
Right.
But
we all doing it now.
Yeah. But that's where I'm going at with my head. Like in my mind, I'm like, wait a minute, but we are doing something different right now. Mm-hmm. People are homeschooling their kids, people are remote learning. So couldn't we have it where we can do like a school system of, you know, creating a school and doing a remote learning process? Or I'm just trying to think, because that sounds like a masterpiece to me.
Yeah.
As far as something I can't teach my kids, or something I can't do myself in particularly, that would be great, because if I can't give them every single thing when it comes to my culture, I'm learning too. You might say I'm being schooled. Mm-hmm. So I think a school like that would be perfect, because it teaches you everything you need to know. I think if our kids would have came up on stuff like that, just learning that about their culture and everything else, like we can learn the other stuff, because that's how you got to get through this whole America in general. Mm-hmm. You gotta learn that stuff. You gotta play the game. You gotta play chess.
Yeah, you do. You have to know your enemy,
girl.
But
so it's like,
I feel like we would do better. It's hard to do remote learning. The kids do not like. We're humans. We are supposed to have in-person contact. We're not supposed to be learning through computer screens. It doesn't really work like that. A lot of people's brains don't even process like that. I'm one of them. I'm a kinesthetic learner. I need hands-on-ish, which is why I'm a traveling massage therapist, because it's hands-on. I get to touch stuff and learn about stuff. You know what I mean? But I think that we could do that. It would just be hard for us to get an accreditation from the United States, because we have to go back to them in order to be stamped and deemed as official, as long as we operate within the system. So I think we could do that as an extracurricular thing. Right now, without having to worry about any legal issues, we can do that as an extracurricular thing and be educating them on the things that we want. But if we want to have a school that completely replaces public education, it's gonna be a process. But it's worth it. And honestly, YouTube University, all of our ancestors, their teachings are up there. They're up there. If we just spend an hour a day with our kids, having them just watch a lecture from a Black philosopher, from a Black teacher, they would be so better. The next generation would be so much stronger and much more aware than what we are and what our previous generations are. Somebody, Isaiah, asked if we are teaching them about holistic medicine. I'll speak for myself, and I'll say I don't have any kids, but I'm studying herbalism now. I'm starting a company called Black or the Berry Herbs, and it's all about herbal remedies and herbal medicine. And I'm studying to be a massage therapist, a traveling massage therapist. So that's holistic as well. I'm all about the holistic life. I've been trying to get my family onto that. They're not completely on the wave. Like some of them who really need it are not completely on the wave, but some of them are starting to take to my words. And as long as I live that life and I'm healthy, my kids are going to follow suit. So I plan to teach them that. What about you, Catrice?
Well, I don't really know.
Why you make that face?
I don't know too much about that. That's something I would definitely want to get into, because I changed, during this whole COVID time, I've changed a lot of things but I found myself going backwards to doing stuff how I was doing it, because I was like, okay, ain't no results. I'm still gaining weight.
Yeah.
I'm still this and I'm still doing this. Like, I'm still breaking out my face. Like, I changed all this stuff. Why it ain't working? It's been months.
Mm.
So, like, with like, I switched over to like more of gluten-free products, more healthier products, stuff like that. I don't really know about all this holistic stuff. That's something I have to learn about,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm getting older. So I feel like it's very important. Like, I see some people who are a whole lot older, where they're in their 50s and they're doing excellent. They're in shape. They're healthy. They're flourishing. And that's me. I always said growing up, I want to get my Angela Bassett body when I turn her age.
Okay.
Can I have that?
She looks
But I'm
phenomenal.
learning
Huh?
that some people are vegan. They're
Mm.
not eating all this processed food. They're not doing all this extra stuff. They're working out. They're staying healthy. But explain what exactly holistic is.
Mm. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what the Webster's dictionary says holistic is. I don't know that
You know,
definition off the top of my head. But let's break it down. Whole, HOL, whole, completion. It's all encompassing. That's what that means. It's all encompassing. And so um it's a natural way to live life that is all encompassing. It's not work is separate, food is separate, exercise is separate, life is separate. It's everything is together. Your work affects your body, your mind affects your body, your food affects your mind, and your mind affects your work. And so everything ties in together, and that's what holisticness is. It's creating a lifestyle that is whole and complete and healthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said, book African Holistic Health by Dr. Layla Africa.
Layla Africa, yes.
I'm gonna look that one. I'm gonna get that one too.
Layla Africa is very windy, so you got to set aside 2 hours to listen to one lecture, but it's worth it.
It's fine. You know what? I'm right now. I listen to a lot of books about money. I listen to a lot of stuff about the stock market. I listen to a lot of stuff because that's like my gist. I just love learning about money and how to get more. So
I like that.
That's something that I could talk about all day. But I can sit down and I'll break it down like a 1 hour because I like to write and take notes.
Yeah, that's good.
So I'll break that down. Look, 1 hour, half of her thing, one day, maybe a little bit later, another hour. But I just like to learn things. I'm just in a space of learning. That's where I'm at. I just want to learn more. I want to consume more about not just my Blackness, but how to be more on this earth and help other people get there. I think that's the problem. A lot of times people don't want to help each other. No, we need to help each other. We need to unite. We need to come together so that we are teaching. Like I say it all the time. It's a shame. It's a crime. How many people don't make a lot of money and all this money on this earth?
It's
like,
so much money. It's so much money.
And people still in poverty.
It's so much money. It's so much money. I got a little orange just thinking about it. It's so much money.
But yes. But girl, so now, because I don't want to hold you too long, so we'll talk about one more thing.
Okay.
Before you be like, I got to go. All right, so now when it comes to, I know you said that you're a traveling, let me say it right, massage therapist. So how did you get into that?
Another one of those quiet voices in my head that wasn't really quiet. It was very loud. I was working. I have worked at several spas throughout my life, and I love that life. I love that environment. I'm all about.
I can see that.
Yeah, like pamper me. You know, pamper me, massage me, touch me, get my skin right. I literally love spa life, like float tanks, massages, herbs, facials, body scrubs, Pamper me. Pamper me. Come on, I just want to sit and like reflect and think about like how good the massage that I just got was.
Girl, I've never been to a spa.
We go, girl.
I got a massage.
We're gonna go together. We're gonna go together.
Girl, I'm about to say the same thing.
We going. Just tell me a date. We're going to the spa together. You have to experience that, because in all honesty, people think that spa life is a luxury, and it is expensive, but it's not a luxury, because our bodies, we use our bodies for something every day. We use our fingers to text every single day. But how often do you get the bones in your fingers straightened out? How often do you get the muscles that allow you to be able to do this worked on? Each and every day, our muscles and our body, we use them. So we know that our cars need maintenance. You know what I mean? We know that after a while, like, our technology needs to be fixed and tuned up. It's the same thing for our bodies. We use it so much in ways that we don't even acknowledge when we're stressed. When we experience trauma, our body clenches up, and literally that stress, that trauma gets stored within our muscles. And that's why people have knots. And that's why their back hurts. Because literally our bodies, our muscles store everything that we experience. So how can it be a luxury for us to take care of the thing that this is our temple right now? We're sold, but this is our temple. How can it be a luxury for us to take care of our temple? It's not a luxury. It's a necessity. So I encourage everybody to experience massage. I encourage everybody to experience like tantric stretching and facials, and just learn about your body. Like, pamper your body, allow your body to relax. Go to a float tank, allow yourself to have an hour of sensory deprivation, so your body can literally just relax. Your nervous system can just relax, because when you're sleeping, your mind is still racing, everything is still going.
I'm like, what is a float tank? But you said
a float tank, girl, a whole float tank. Okay, a float tank is when you literally, there's so much salt. I think it's like 800 pounds of salt or something like that inside of a tank or an enclosed space, and then they add water to it. And because of the salt that's in there, your body naturally floats. But they turn off all the lights. There's no sound. Your body is floating in water, so it feels like there's nothing around you. It feels like nothingness. But your brain, after a while, stops thinking. Your body, your muscles get a chance to relax. Your nervous system gets a chance to relax and just not be activated. And it's essential. I remember the first time I did a float tank, like, I was addicted. I was like, wow, I really need this, because I had never felt what it felt like to be unconscious and conscious simultaneously.
So how's my body staying above the water?
You don't. That's what I'm saying. You're not thinking about it. It's not like you're in the ocean and you worry that you about to drown. Literally, as soon as you lay back, your body just floats to the top of the water, and you don't have to do anything after that. You just allow yourself to be.
We gotta go. That's something I need.
We need a whole spa day. We need a whole spa day. Float tanks, massages. We gonna do the sea salt caves, the Himalayan salt caves, all of that. It's gonna be amazing, inexpensive, but amazing.
Look, if it's worth it, I'm here for it. I'm learning more and more about really taking time out for myself to really, just decompress and just get all the negativity out, space, get away from all that, just be at peace. And I feel like my mind is always going. It's like on 1,000 all the time.
So you definitely, and your mom, like, I always preach to my sisters, I'm like, I know it's hard for y'all to take a moment to yourselves, but you need it. Like, you need it. It has to be a priority. Just make it a priority as much as possible, because we need that. Like, human beings need that. Like, promise yourself Promise
Yeah.
yourself that you will at least get an hour of your time, rub your own feet.
Girl.
You know what I mean? Take your time, just lotion your body, lather your body, and
Don't be
the
all in
best
the rush.
stuff, and the best stuff. Just whatever self-care looks like to you as a mother, like, take the time to do it. Lock the door. Don't let the kids in. They're going to be all right. If they don't eat breakfast right on time, they're going to be all right. They'll live.
Yeah.
They'll live.
And you know what? I told everybody, well, all the guys ain't that many, but the people I've been in relationships with, every single person said I should become a massage therapist because I just have, and I thought about it at one point in time. I thought about it because I am really good when it comes to getting a massage.
I want to see. I want to see.
So, in saying that, how is it are you actively working as far as how far are you going in order to, get booked?
How far am I going?
Consider everything that's going on.
Yeah. It's
Me next.
Yeah. Listen, Dallas, anytime. If you style me, I'll massage you. That's the deal.
She's like, all right, well, when we get let's get this done.
Get the schedule done. No, but okay. How far am I going to book massages? I think I take everything as they come. Like, people ask me for massages, I'm open and I'm available to that. If I see that people need massages, I offer those services. I'm very careful right now, though, because of the perception that massage therapy has. I'm a beautiful woman, and I've already been approached by some really nasty people who just want to turn something that is healing into something sexual, and it's not that. So I don't broadcast it that much because it will bring the wrong energy, but I invite people. If you need a massage, I'll invite you into the Des Brown Universe Spa experience. And you can receive a massage from me through that way, but it's all word of mouth. If you're not invited, then you don't know. And that's really how I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. I don't know about, I haven't learned the technique of how to not get carpal tunnel while doing a massage.
You have to use your whole body. You don't use, it's not just your hands. You have to use your whole body in the motion. I'm going to teach you. You want to learn, I got you.
Yes, girl, because I'll be like, look, babe.
and then
my hand hurts.
And then the honeys, once the honeys find out that you know how to give real massages, listen.
Got magical hands. My hands just magical.
Magic. They don't even know.
Yeah, that's why they keep on coming back, girl. That's why they keep on coming back.
Listen, I know why they come back.
But yes, so I want to thank you so much. We didn't get to all the topics, but you know what? I don't even care because we had a great conversation.
We did.
It was definitely needed. But I want to thank you so much, Des Brown, for coming on. And if anybody wants to book her, well, you said it's word of mouth.
It's invite only. Don't be sliding up in my DMs now.
Okay. And if you're ever looking for a model, a muse, someone that's pertaining to art or whatever, hit her up. You never know.
Yeah.
Because she is gorgeous. Y'all see her? Do y'all see her? Yes. But yes, I want to thank you so much for coming on When Models
Thank you
Talk.
for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And yes, and we gotta talk, girl. You better make sure you stay in touch.
I will. We going to the spa.
Oh yeah, we are, because I need it, and you gonna be the first person I go with to get some salt water, whatever it's called.
Let's do
Just
it.
in case you got you wrong.
I won't steer you wrong. We're going to go to the right place at the right time, and it's going to be everything that you need.
Exactly. Yes, but thank you so much, and have a wonderful night. Thanks for everyone who tuned in.
Yes.
And will tune in. So thank you, and have a good night, girl.
Until next time.
Yes.
Peace, Catrice.
Thank you so much
Bye.
for listening to episode 25 with Des Brown on When Models Talk.